My name is Jenny.Jones and I'm a London Assembly member here at City Hall. And as the previous Mayor's food advisor, I became very interested to find out exactly what sort of food would be on the menu for the 2012 Games here in London. So I worked with various food organisations and we came up with some standards, with some criteria that we thought would make the Games an exciting food event. And we felt that food had to be local, seasonal, fair trade, organic, and that there should be very high animal welfare standards. Now, with all the interest in food that's happening at the moment, you would expect, for example, that the chicken served at the Games would be from the best sources. Now, I have been looking exactly at how much the promises on chicken are shaping up. The strategy that sets the food standards for the caterers at the London 2012 Games was published in December 2009 by LOCOG, that's the London Organising Committee of the Olympic Games. It made commitments to delivering high environmental, ethical and animal welfare standards. Now, LOCOG has set minimum standards, that is a sort of benchmark for a lot of the food groups that we'll be eating at the Olympic Games. So, for example, we'll be able to eat fair trade or ethically sourced bananas and chocolate and tea and coffee and sugar. We'll be able to eat British meat and milk and cheeses and fruit and vegetables as well, sustainably sourced fish and free-range eggs. Now, that's the good news, but unfortunately, that's not the whole story. And although we'll be eating free-range eggs, 31 tonnes of chicken will not be coming up to the same standards. As you can see, LOCOG has set the British Red Tractor as its benchmark standard and will set a target for RSPCA Freedom Food certified chicken. You can see that free-range, organic RSPCA Freedom Food certified are aspirational targets. Now, whilst the British Red Tractor certainly meets all of the UK's legal requirements about food, I think it probably falls short of public expectations for its food, and also I'm concerned that it actually contradicts LOCOG's own commitments in its food strategy, which states they will ensure food and beverage products are sourced with regard to high benchmark and aspirational environmental, ethical and animal welfare standards. Now, I've actually put the argument for free range and for RSPCA Freedom Foods as a minimum standard for all the chicken at the Games, plus extra additional targets for organic and for leaf mark. All of these extra targets are additional to the British Red Tractor. The Red Tractor under EU legislation allows for 19 fast-growing chickens in the space of 1 square metre. Now that means that each chicken would actually have less than an A4 sheet of paper, and that 6 chickens would fit on my coffee table here. Other concerns have been expressed about the broiler chicken sheds, which have no natural daylight and are bare except for water and food points. I've written to Sebastian Coe, who is chair of LOCOG, and also to McDonald's, the main food sponsor for the Games, on several occasions, urging them to adopt free-range and RSPCA Freedom Food as a minimum standard for all chickens served at the Games. In Sebastian Coe's response to me, he said it was not practical to move all chicken production to RSPCA Freedom Food due to cost and capacity constraints, and that's why it was made an aspirational standard. Yet Seb Coe in the same letter then goes on to state that McDonald's already has a free-range eggs policy across its entire menu and writes it has proved possible for good quality food to be affordable and accessible to everyone. McDonald's also responded by saying it is not currently practical to set free-range chicken as the benchmark standard for the Games. Elsewhere, much progress has been made on moving away from intensive chicken production to much higher welfare standards for animals. For example, the standard achieved by City Hall in 2007, when the former Mayor of London was awarded a Good Egg Award by Compassion in World Farming, and Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall for specifying all poultry and eggs are sourced from free-range sources. And in a recent response to my Mayor's question, Boris Johnson, the current Mayor, stated that these standards had been maintained at the GLA. I'd like to read you just a little bit more from the 2012 Games food strategy. It talks about the transformational power of the Games to inspire lasting, positive and sustainable change in the event, catering and hospitality sector. Now, I'm conscious that the minimum standards for chickens at the Games will do nothing more than perpetuate the intensive poultry industry that we already have. And so if you would like to give me your views, do email me. Or if you'd like to email directly to LOCOG and tell them your views about the minimum standards for poultry at the Games, please do that.